Oh, and
Big.
big. Things are serious to the bits. It's a bloody Wednesday, my dudes. It's a Wednesday, my dudes. And you know what that means. This one goes out to SJ.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Yo. You guys doing this fine evening? I myself just got finished with work. I can see in the Discord right now all the mods. All the mods are playing Command-illa. Mods are asleep. Senator Woe, the flow is yours. Oh, well. Geez, I wish I were more prepared. I would have written a speech. Brought some of those unbelievably embarrassing for everyone visual aids that the senators and congressmen sometimes bring. And it's just like some fucking meme print off they're pointing at. How embarrassing for the whole country. Anyway, what's a y-axis? Yeah, roll in the overhead projector. Now there's something from my era. Hell yeah. He loves the Republic, he loves the big. I just want my Republic to be big in all the ways. Eternally painting Sentinels. Oh yeah? Sentinels look good when they're painted on. With the transparency and vis-a-vis markers. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Congressman, show us your slides. I'll show you some sliders. Those are delicious. If they're good. Hey, speaking of Eternal, the Hungry Panda, kinda. While I was at work today, and by at work I mean exactly where you see me right now, but this is from whence I work, so, but regardless. Normally I work main screen, right? And then I have a right screen, and that's for other half of work, because you can move all the windows around to make it huge. And look at bins and everything like that. And be rendering something over here and do something over there, right? But on the left monitor is for entertainment. If I'm not doing sound or something, right? And what did I find? Dual screen drifting. I'm on the 3 screen. I'm on the 3 screen stuff. And the left screen, I do the, you know, Windows left, Windows right thing. So it's got 2. So we're on Phantom 4. We're on Phantom 4. But I'm hyper-threading my monitors, we'll put it that way. But anyway, on the left screen, which is usually where I put chat, so I'm kind of like used to looking at that screen a lot. Metal Gear the Phantom screen, there it is. Condor redeem switch hats. Alright, I will. Anyway, I've been kind of looking forward to Dude, the Dark Ages. Not necessarily because of the game itself, just because I like Doom. And I've liked Doom since 1993. And we've had our ups and downs with the Doom franchise. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not like excited for it. It's just a new Doom game, so I'm gonna buy it and play it, right? I'm like, well, for once, let's look at it. Let's, let's give her a look-see, shall we? The game's kind of expensive. They got those price hikes in there. As is the style of this time. And I saw that Shield gameplay with, during whatever it was, the Microsoft, the Microsoft video game show, whatever that thing was, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm all about this Shield stuff in my Doom games. Parrying and things like that. I don't know if I'm all about that. I like that run and gun shit. Not necessarily the stand and parry kind of stuff. And so, did I look at a review of the game? Absolutely not. No. I want to look at gameplay. So I loaded up my old buddy, my old pal, Zero Master. And lo and behold, he had a first time playthrough of the whole game. He's like, I'm just going to record me playing it for the first time. Nightmare, of course. And so I watched him play the whole game while I was at work. And bros, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't look great. There's a lot of story. It's all terrible. Badly told. The gameplay looks slow and clunky with slow motion constantly. Like every 3 seconds there's slow motion whenever you parry something. Giant green glowing things. Press the parry button now. Game kind of choosing what you do. The scripted vehicle scenes, like it's cool to get in a giant robot and fly a dragon, but they seem very on rails, very boring. Just hold down the shoot button, press dodge when you see the green, and just kind of muck about. Guns are this is the gun you use for this, and you do not use that gun unless that is there. And if there's a different thing, you switch to this different gun. And like every gun is kind of like a silver bullet sort of. Dude, it doesn't look great. And it's super long. Monsters are kind of whatever. I don't know. Also, there was an issue with NVIDIA card plus AMD processor, which is exactly what I have. You can't turn RTX off, which I usually turn off, even though my graphics card can handle it. Because I don't really like RTX that much. I might chill on this one. Anyway, that's the update for the stream tomorrow, which was going to be either Dude, The Dank Ages, or some other game. It might be some other game. I don't like my first impression. Anyway. I was told to switch hats, so I will. Fourth screen is Arc Massage. True. Of course. There always has to be at least a window for that, right? Yeah, and the bullet hell stuff. In old slaughter maps and stuff, there would be bullet hell stuff, but it was like a naturally occurring bullet hell of some map maker put like 3,000 imps, and now you got to kind of form your own bullet hell thing kind of going on. I didn't see any demon monster infighting. Doesn't mean it wasn't there or couldn't be possible, but I didn't see a lot of that. That's one of the coolest parts of Doom, in my opinion, is turning the monsters against each other. What a cool idea. Sloka shield is heavy. What if I don't want it to be slow, though? Doom fast, okay? 3-screen setup, gaming or work-wise, chat working, documents working, gaming, main gaming. More like doof. The Dork Agnes. Hot take, dark mode is for words, light mode or default is for numbers. That is a hot take, because I disagree. Dark mode is for humans, and light mode is for aliens who want to go blind. Apparently the super shotgun's really good, so that's nice. But Doom 2016 is the best modern Doom because it's just Doom. Yes. Yeah. Eternal added too many bells and whistles. It got too busy. It's weird to have your problem be they added too much, but they did. It's like a gymnastics course, jungle gym kind of very Quake-like. I think I liked the simpler Doom 16. And the story for what it was and the delivery therein was much better in 2016 than Eternal. HeyWoah's game rating is Doom or other. If you put Doom on the cover, it should be. Yeah, that's... I feel I'm being proper. If you're gonna type the words Doom on the cover of the game, then I'm going to evaluate it as a Doom. Light mode is for paper. True. They want Doom to be this cerebral run-and-gun puzzle shooter when it should be W plus M1. I mean... maybe. I don't know. Old Dooms could be as cerebral as you cared to make them. And sometimes that stuff would naturally occur. Just based on the monsters and level design and what you would have to do. Which way you would like to defeat them. Yeah, Eternal went too far. To me. For me, anyway. As soon as I noticed that, like, the guns have, like, 3 shots before they're out of ammo, and you need to, oh, okay, well, here's... now I have to engage with the stupid flamethrower thing to shit out armor, and now I have to press this to get ammo. What if I just want to shoot? Yeah, core identity, I guess. Then again, how fun can just hold W and M1 be 30 years later? You know, how long can that be fun for? Some would say forever, depending on how you do it, but, you know, I don't begrudge them trying to reinvent the wheel. I just might not buy it, that's all. And the music was noticeably worse. And I say that carefully. I've chosen my words. As in, I was watching Zero Master play it. And he doesn't use a webcam, he doesn't ever talk, he just fucking blasts. Right? And the music, I was noticing it. As in, it was like distracting a little bit. The lower quality of sound overall. And the music. Sort of hyper generic gent kind of stuff, which surface level, I guess, is what I would describe Doom music as, perhaps, but there was a little more 9 Inch Nails in there in the last 2 titles. And I was looking at it on Steam. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to read it. I'm going to bring it up right now. because it was such a funny. Doom the Dark Ages FAQ. I'm clicking on Steam right now. You can't see it because you're walking right now. I don't want to interrupt that, but FAQ. Does Doom the Dark Ages require a Bethesda.net account to play? Question mark. Answer. Doom the Dark Ages does not require a Bethesda.net account to play. But if you have one, you can use it to unlock one of many Slayer skins made available through the... And now we do the Doom guy pushing the monitor aside and shooting the door until it opens. Like, that's what I did as I was reading that paragraph. I'm just like... It doesn't require a Bethesda account, but if you want... Nope. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my face, Bethesda account. Nah, you're on Steam. You're on Steam or no buy. Silence brand. Slayer skin. It's a first-person shooter. Are you slow? What, so my forearm is gonna look slightly different? Cool. Dude, nice one. But the cutscenes that I'm mashing skip? Hey, alright. Sure. Not today. Didn't the composer get fired and whatever, and that's why it's different music? Mick Gordon got fucked over by Bethesda. He got screwed. And he won't be working with them anymore. And so they had to downgrade to way worse music because of their mistake. And yeah, his music was one of the best parts of the other two games. Oh well, hey, re-release Morrowind in another 5 years. Maybe that'll help. Bethesda. Coombe the Jorking stages. Okay, good one. We are touching egrass. Alright, that's my big update. I watched the whole thing. Zero Master, unfortunately, poor guy. He has, oh, what's the word for it? There's a term. I had to Google it because I didn't know what it stood for. Looking through my history to find what I Googled. It's, I don't know. It has something to do with nerves. Nerve muscle issue. And it's a 3-letter thing that stands for something. But anyway, he's got it in both arms. And so he's like recovering from it. And unfortunately he's suffering. So thoughts and prayers. The world is not ready for a new Morrowind. I don't know, maybe it's just what they need. We had another, but, you know, we had Baldur's Gate 3. We finished the trilogy. If you're going to bring stuff back, it might as well be good. No, Arrested Waffles. It wasn't cock and ball torture. It was something else. I think it started with an R. Can't recall. Anyway, it's like some sort of hypertension, nerve, muscle... I don't know, maybe the man plays Doom at a full, like, entire body flex, you know, for the entire time. And that's how he's able to play so well. And it's just taking a toll on his body. I'm not sure. But it was good to have him back, at least in a wounded capacity. Is he hadn't uploaded in a while, but it was from that. Neuromuscular degeneration, FSH. No, that sounds familiar. You know, I should just fucking... He typed it. I'm gonna go to it. We must know. Surely there's a doctor, you know, in chat right now, and I'm gonna say it, and then they're gonna be able to say some, like, neat anecdote about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just worked on somebody like that. Surely somebody like that is in chat. On top of that, I have RSI issues, as I mentioned in my previous video, in both arms. RSI, which stands for repetitive strain injury. Yeah, that would be it. Repetitive strain injury in both arms. And he's been, like, treating it / recovering from it for several months. So anyway, I hope somehow he gets over it and he can continue to get world records in all the Doom games. Oh, I'm a doctor. Wink. Oh, right this way. Oh, good. Arrested Waffle House has many humorous anecdotes about this. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Anyway, speaking of humorous anecdotes, it's time to read the copy for James Wokeslops. I don't know why I still call it that, but it's so fucking stupid. Making fun of grifters is fun. It fits so perfectly over top Games Workshop. You know, I only claim half of that. I think CJ finished it off. It was so good. Anyway, let's get to the news before it becomes midnight. Tomorrow, video games. Probably not Dude. Looking at it, I'm hesitant. I usually have a good sense of smell as far as stuff like this is concerned. And so I'm just gonna hold off for a minute. No need to jump the gun. But that French game 33 looks kind of good from afar. I might look into it a little more. But that one looks kind of nice. Even if the facial animations and lip syncing are distractingly bad. But I forgive them for that, because it was a small team that had no money or something. So that's fine. Like, I don't mind that. It's just a different type of bad animation. Most people's facial rigs are awful in games, right? Rogue Trader and Disco Elysium are still on that list. True, yeah. The only thing is, like, French Game 33 is a lot, right? Big, long RPG, probably. Disco Elysium, big, long RPG. Rogue Trader, big, long RPG. Maybe it's fine. If I get the hooks in, I'll just play it every day and do a news segment, whatever, right? One of them games floating around. Anyway, it's news. Poof. Scourge Guy ran. Gifts from the Blood God. Drench yourself in the blood of your foes. Claim their skulls. Pay your tribute to Khorne's throne and revel in the madness. But read this post about the Blades of Khorne before you do any of that. We did ask Lydia for some words of wisdom, but all we got was incoherent, blood-curdling screams of rage and this video. Lydia about to blow the lid off. All right, then.
Lord Zarn, antlered death slays. On the banks
Slay.
of the Khorne River, he kills any who dare approach him. Servants of the Maggot Lord, or his own warriors. There is life everywhere in this putrescent glade, but life is of no interest to the Lord of Blood and Brass. Purpose lies not in cultivating the new, but annihilating the old. Zarn can hear demons baying with each future he cuts short. He is one of the blood god's weapons, strong enough to lead others who have sworn their souls. He has never asked for more. He has never thought more might be possible. Hosts howl with him, awash with the need to murder. The rusty blade takes him in the gut. As he falls, Zarn still swings his axe, corpses piled high around. He joins them, wheezing amongst the slaughter field as the screams of the demons recede. They have already forgotten him, but it does not matter. Crimson lightning splits the sky. Gairan's fetid air splits as it is boiled away. Horns blast as the earth begins to shake, and infernal brays are heard. With the last of his strength, Zarn grins. The brass stampede comes.
Yeah, right. Good work. Not more British. Look, they really are grabbing people from The Office and having them read this. They're not voice actors necessarily, so they're doing a good job on account of that, you know. We start with 2 new battle formations. The Gore Tide have been even more motivated to get stuck in and start chopping stuff up ever since Corgulios Coolio ascended to Demon Princedom. You'll be surprised, or terrified, depending on what side of the table you're on, at how fast they can move. Oh, they're movers, fast movers. You love to hear it. Meanwhile, the Tournament of Skulls gives your mortal and demon heroes extra attacks as they compete to claim more skulls. There's also a new prayer lore. These gifts for the blood god are all chanted on a 3-up, good, but they become more powerful when cast on an 8, of course. Khorne's sacred number. Gore Flesh ignores damage inflicted on a unit, while Runes of Loathing give your unit an impressive ward save against enemy spells, prayers, and even manifestations. Lastly, Gift of Apoplexy enrages your opponent's units so much that they start hitting each other if they use an ability that isn't move, charge, or fight. We're bringing back hitting each other? Let's go. Fun remembered? Those Jezzail teams and Free Guild Fusiliers are going to have an awful time. Free Guild Foosballers? These dudes. Two Blades of Khorne War Scrolls have also been updated. The Mighty Lord of Khorne now carries a reality-splitting axe, fucking finally, which can rip a hole in reality and drag an enemy hero kicking, screaming, and bleeding into the realm of chaos. You can also command a friendly unit to charge during the enemy fight phase, once per bat hole. Clearly enraged by the abundance of life in Gairan, the Blood Crushlers have goaded their brass steeds to even greater heights of violence. Put simply, don't stand in their way, because they will go right through you! Exclamation point. Battle profiles. Okay, Mighty Lord of Khorne, Scourge of Gairan, Mighty Blood Crushlers. 180 for 3, 180 for 1. Journal's Handbook fact number 4. All right, we're getting true facts. Thanks to low-hanging bows, vines, creepers, and all manage of interfering flora, units are now much harder to target if every model in the unit is within 1 inch of obscuring terrain. Great. This may seem like a massive boon for shooting units, which can hide among the trees, but all those dangly plants can really foul up a ranged attack. Places of Power have metamorphosed into something more Gairanic, with new effects that range from healing or sometimes deadly pollen to magic boons and rapidly growing vegetation. Right, enough with the rage, blood, and all that skull throne nonsense. Ooh, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Scourge of Gyran content will be far more down to earth. Or will it? What did they mean by this? So like not down to earth, KO, I guess. KO because they're not, like there's no, you know, prayer stuff, there's no magic stuff, it's just technology, but then also the opposite of down to earth is flying. I guess it has to be KO, right? No, it doesn't have to be KO. KO is my guess. Ogres, yeah, I wish. I mean, there's so many ways they could imply ogres that I think they would have chosen a more obvious one than that. Like, ooh, stay hungry for new reveals, right? Something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking KO. And KO is up there with OBR, although it's much higher than OBR. Both meanings. On my list of things that need to be completely rewritten from the ground up and even reimagined. OBR isn't quite there, but KO is, I think KO needs a absolute complete reimagination. Same with Slanesh, but that's just me. And they couldn't possibly do anything like that for just a GHB. And yet, this is the vehicle that they have available to them to make changes, so I wonder what they'll do for KO. KO or 40k boy living in AoS girls world? Kinda, yeah. I don't know, I feel like Games Workshop has been writing transport rules in 40k for like 50 years or some shit. So you'd think they'd be better at writing transport rules for KO, but hey, what do I know? No, because they're short? Oh, that's the down-to-earth thing, because they're short. And then, or will it because they fly? Okay, yeah, now I'm convinced that it really is KO. I was thinking on a divinity, magic, tech level, but actually down-to-earth as in they're short. And then, or will it? Yeah, they're flying. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's check out the rules. Enhance. Tournament of Skulls. Once per turn army, your hero phase, Bloody Competitors. Pick a friendly non-hero Bloodbound unit. And a friendly non-hero Blades of Khorne Demon unit to be the targets. Till the start of your next turn, while the targets are wholly within 12 of each other, add one of the wound rolls for the target's combat attacks. Okay. Thus putting you, whichever one you choose, because of all-out attack, on +1 hit and wound, right? So like 2s and 2s for stuff. And it works on 2 of them, but they do have to be wholly within 12 of each other, which is annoying. You kind of don't want to do that due to a bunch of reasons. It is until the start of your next turn, as long as they don't die. Non-hero gets rid of all the fun demons in my IMO. Because otherwise you could have like a hero and his unit that he's babysitting, you know, each give each other bonuses, and that would actually work kind of nice. But it's got to be double battle line stuff, or double troop stuff. And this edition really wants you to play with massive fucking units. And so putting both of them in the same spot's a lot in one place. So you would choose like an incredibly inexpensive demon unit and then an expensive bloodbound unit, or vice versa. And so then you're kind of like, you're paying maybe 140 points for +1 the wound rolls on your main unit that is the main one you're going to be using. At which point it's kind of like you bought a hero to babysit them in a certain way. Yeah, you could do that with Juggernaut and Blood Crushers. That's probably what they're imagining, I bet. One unit of this cav and one unit of that cav, and they just sort of scoot around together. Anyway, I like the bonus, and I like trying to mix. It might end up being a little awkward to play out on the table or in the army builder, but I appreciate the direction. Yeah, it's probably like Fleshhounds plus any infantry or double juggies. And then we have the Gore Tide, Tide of Savagery. Once per turn army, your movement phase only. Pick a friendly Bloodbound hero and up to 2 other friendly Bloodbound units that are wholly within 12 of that hero. Okay, so now we got hero plus dudes right next to each other. Add 2 to the target's move characteristic for the rest of the turn. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yep. Yeah. I like it. That one. Hey, the hero standing next to your good unit, what if just all that was plus 2 move for free? Yep. It's really boring, but it's very good. And it's not boring, actually. It seems boring, but when you move 8 instead of 6 or 10 instead of 8, that's not boring. You're pushing your guys closer to their guys. That's exciting. Maybe you make a charge when you wouldn't have otherwise. There's different layers to boring and exciting, I think. Anyway, you'll love to see it. Tide of Savagery. I'm in. Bloody competitors, good try, but probably not. New prayer lore, Gifts of the Bloot Goot. And everybody's on 3s, but you're probably fishing for 8s, depending. We'll see. We'll see. Al Gore Flesh. Pick a friendly Blades of Khorne priest to chant it. Pick a visible friendly Blades of Khorne unit wholly within 12. Until the start of your next turn, ignore the first damage point allocated to the target each phase. I've read this before, and it fucking sucks. If the chanting roll was 8, you can pick another eligible unit, and that's your unlimited prayer. Bum 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 bum. Wow. Runes of Loathing. How I feel about the first one. Pick friendly Blades of Khorne priest. Friendly Blades of Khorne unit, wholly within 12. Till the start of your next turn, the target has ward 3 against damage inflicted by spells, prayers, and abilities used by manifestations, including fight abilities, manifestations, BTFO. If the chanting roll is 8, you can pick another eligible unit to be the second target. So you get 2. This is a fine silver bullet prayer, right? Silver bullet prayer. If you're playing against spell damage, prayer damage, or manifestation damage, then this makes those like just terrible. However, as always, the best spells in the game don't target the opponent, they buff yourself, right? And kind of same with prayers, but hey, all right. Silver bullet is fine. Especially now that everybody knows everything in your lore, silver bullets are back on the menu. And finally, Gift of Epoxy. Time to glue these guys back together. Pick a friendly Blades of Khorne priest. Pick a visible enemy unit within 18. Till the start of your next turn, each time the target uses an ability that is not move, charge, or fight. After it has been resolved, inflict D3 mortals. If the chanting roll is 8th, inflict 3 instead of D3. I was told... Excuse me. I was told... Alright, I guess Control F just doesn't work on the website. Fucking, oh, there we go. They start hitting each other. And you tricked me into thinking that it was the old Khorne ability from the olden days, which caused them to roll attacks against themselves, which was fucking funny. And cool and flavorful. But it's actually just a D3 mortal damage. Boo, I say. I mean, every time some unit uses move, charge, or fight, taking D3 mortals or an entire 3, that's very strong. I mean, 18 inches is kind of short. As with all things like this, right? Yeah, that's where the D3 comes from. It's narrative. It is narrative, yeah. That's the tie-in. That's the explanation for it. If you could just drop this on some unit that your opponent really does just have to take 3d3, that's kind of sick, actually. Gift of Apoplexy has the highest ceiling for fun and cool. Getting it to work might be a little tricky. How long does it last? Until the start of your next turn. Ooh, okay. Roll up, do it, and then an opponent's double turn might be kind of greasy. Now, it's not cast a spell or anything, but... Move, charge, or fight. And if it was 8, it's just straight 3s. Oh, it's the opposite of move, charge, and fight. It's non-move, charge, and fight. Oh, okay. I don't know why I can't read after 8 p.m. What's my problem? Yeah, it's the other way around. So it's not moving, charging, and fighting. It's shooting, praying, casting a spell. Actually, there are a bunch of War Scroll abilities and all sorts of other things that are technically abilities now. Anyway, interesting. Am I going to have to bring up the old prayer lore? I think I am. We gotta compare and contrast over here. Bum ba bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum bum. It's the checking the tapes. The tapes are being checked. He's clicking on folders. He's opening files. Can you believe these tapes? Tape check them. Oh god, the PDF reader wants to update. Please, no free trial. Remind me never. I'm gonna uninstall you. Are you sure you want to? Yeah, you are being uninstalled. You fucking suck anyway. You don't let me edit stuff. Foxit reader's trash. Is this thing still on? Dum 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 dum. Poof. All right, we checked the tapes. Oh, that's a manifestation lore. Prayer lore. So the old one was on a 5. Yeesh. Unlimited. Add 1 to rend. In addition, oh yeah, this is better. That's better. Yep. Am I being hasty? Yeah, I mean, 5 is annoying. You have to build to it, but yeah, +1 rend. That single one is better than all 3 of these put together, right? Dead. DOA. I mean, I'll look at the other ones. -1 from the power level could be strong. Silver bullet. Range though. Blood boil. Is a stupid horde breaker. Okay, yeah, they're not that good, but +1 rend probably better than rando stuff. How's Khorne looking? Great. Right after I said all that. Tide of Savagery is awesome. Love to see it. This stuff, bunch of easy to pray for silver bullets. If you don't like fishing for unholy flames, a great unlimited prayer that's hard to pray. If you don't like that from the old one, you can do a bunch of situational silver bullet funny stuff. Yeah, +1 Randy is unlimited as well, yeah. Anyway. Time for some War Scrolls. What do we got? Mighty Lorad of Khorne. 7352. 5. He has the Axe of Khorne, 4 attacks, 3 and 3, 2, 3. It's okay. I mean, it's more than okay for what they print foot heroes at. 4 attacks, 3, 3, 2, 3 is kind of slapping, right? For what they do. Fleshhound's Blood Dark Claws. 3, 4, 3, 0, 1. Yeah, whatever. Once per battle army, any combat phase command point. If this unit is in combat, pick a visible friendly blood-bound unit that is wholly within 12 of this unit and not in combat to be the target. Then make a charge roll. Target can move distance up to the value of the charge roll. The unit can move through the combat range, blah, blah. If it does so, the unit has charged. Okay. So if you are in combat and so like you charge in with your hero and your unit, the unit fails their charge roll. Now it's combat, you can spend a command point and get them in there. So like the situation, there's like 2 situations. The first situation is, I guess there's 3, right? Any combat phase. The first one is you failed your charge roll, you spent a command, re-rolled it, failed it. Now it's combat. It sort of gives you another chance. You have like 3 chances to charge on your turn. The other one is if you happen to get charged, your hero or something, but your guys aren't in, you can pull them in on the opponent's turn. And the third is, this is sort of like off-turn charge at half the price. So instead of spending 2 command points to charge on your opponent's turn, you could potentially spend 1. It's just that this random hero has to be in combat for all of the above to have happened. Yeah, it's good with impact hits. The target can't be in combat, so you can't like double up on impact hits or anything. Can you cast it on a unit which has run? I think so, yeah. Because it's the hero using it, it's not the charging unit. It is a charge roll. And they have charged, and the keywords are move charge. But I still think probably they can. Now, it is a charge ability, but it's not that unit using it. It's the hero using it. As in, like, pick a visible friendly bloodbound unit to be the target, right? So they're not using it, they're being the target. It is called a charge roll, though. FAQ. Anyway, looking at the FAQ for this, I guess. Yeah, the target's the run unit. And it tells you to make a charge roll. So I feel like you do. That's what it told you to do. The only stipulation is that it's a bloodbound unit that's wholly within 12 and is not in combat. It doesn't say if it hasn't run. And then it just tells you to make a charge roll. Making a charge roll at this time in the combat phase is normally against the rules, but this ability lets you do it. Just as charging after you run is normally against the rules, but run and charge abilities let you do it, right? So I think you can. That exception-based design on these abilities. And they would just say if you couldn't, I think. Yeah, if you completely kill a unit with impact hits, but now you're too far away from combat, you could potentially pull them in as well. Yeah, it tells you to make a charge roll, not use the charge ability or something like that. I still think it's worthy of an FAQ, but I think you can do it after you run. Now keep in mind, for all of this stuff we just talked about, a foot hero has to be in combat for this to happen. So you might not see it a lot. But then again, it's a Khorne hero, so maybe you will see it a lot. Yeah, if your opponent, like, if their rats scurry away, or if their big double meatballs bounce in and bounce out, you can like chase after them. That's kind of funny. Creating a little narrative there. Once per turn army, end of any turn, reality splitting ass. This unit can use his ability even if it has been destroyed. What a glorious sentence this is. You love to see it. This unit can use this ability even if it has been destroyed. This is the fucking, like, oh, she's using the katana and the guy doesn't even know that he's dead, and then later he like sheaths it. Oh no, and he like falls in half. And you can like wait apparently any amount of time. You know, he's eating breakfast tomorrow morning at the dinner table, and finally he sheaths the sword and the guy explodes. This is great. Good rules, right? Good work here. You'll love to read it. Just slides in half. Pick an enemy hero that was allocated any damage points by this unit's Axe of Khorne this turn to be the target. Roll a die on a 5-up, automatically destroyed and cannot be replaced. Cannot be replaced. No replace-a-reno for the rest of the battle. The quivering palm, the 5-finger, what is it? The 5-finger exploding heart technique from Kill Bill. Kentaro, you know. You are already dead. I really 5-up is too rare. At least give me a coin flip. Make people fear this man. At least give me a coin flip. But I love this sentence, and that's a good job there. XL target permanent. Vindicate. Yeah, at least it's not once per game or something stupid like that. Although I think it shouldn't be hero. You should be able to kill one guy in a unit with this thing. Why not, right? I think you should be able to kill a model with it. Even if it's underwhelming. One of the goblins, you know, out of the 40 just splits in half. Can I be replaced only impacts Alariel? No. There's plenty more. There's the Khorne guy, right? What is it? Something Blood Wraith. That guy comes back to life. The Slaves to Darkness, Fallen Stormcast Horsey guy comes back to life. Who else? The Rat Man from SBGL, I think. The Rat Man comes back. And also some heroes can come back sometimes in a SPGL. Yeah, Kritza the Rat Man, that guy. Oh no, he can run, but when he dies, he dies. Okay, I must have been thinking of somebody else. Yeah, the Phoenix Gem, the artifact choice, ruined. Absolutely ruined. Does Alariel still have the god thing where she can't be automatically destroyed, similar to the Gargants? Because I know Marathi has the rule where she can't be slain outright. The Gargants do. I thought they wrote that on most of the godly war scrolls. But Alariel, nope. Okay. No, she does not. Fake god, am I right? Although the point is that she can come back, so it's fine. But here she can't. Just Gargants and Gotrek. And Marathi. Yeah. Kritza could come back in third. That's what I must have been thinking of. Yeah. Anyway, would you play this Mighty Lord of Khorne? No. After all that, honestly, probably not. What does he do? He lets you charge if he happens to be in combat. It's kind of goofy to set up. Reality splitting axe is funny, at least, and fun. But what does he do? Nothing. After all of the things, after we talked about all the things he does, now I'm like, he does nothing, huh? Take those 180 points, push it together with the other half, and get yourself a Bloodthirster or something. So if it goes off and a rule to prevent auto-destroy happens, is it still unable to come back? Let's see. Let's see. I will be looking for an intervening if clause, right? Target is automatically destroyed and cannot be replaced for the rest of the battle. It doesn't say if it was destroyed this way, it cannot be replaced for the rest of the battle. It doesn't say that. It just does two things, and I figure that it attempts to do as much as it can, like a computer program. But now I'm just kind of inventing Magic the Gathering stuff, right, to layer on top of AoS. I think it can't be replaced, yeah. You rolled the die, automatically destroyed, but it's immune, and can't be replaced, so you can't be replaced. There you go. Get him. Next up are the Blood Crushlers. 5, 10, 4, 6 up. They got 1 damage weapons, lame. But actually it's 2 on the charge and crit mortal, so kind of nice. Only 2 attacks per model is very low. And then 2 hoofs, which are actually kind of nice. 2, 4, 3, 2 D3 against Cav, but companion. It's a very low number of attacks for Cav. For 180.3 unit. If it charged, pick an enemy unit in combat with it to be the target, roll a die on a 3-up. This you can move 2d6. You can pass through models and must end the move in combat, but no damage. No trample damage. You can just move 2d6. This is not good. It's not good. 90% of the time, the movement is largely irrelevant. Every once in a while you roll really hot and there's somewhere amazing to land, but generally not a big deal. I hate to say it. Bane of Alariel. Listen, if Little Foot Lord catches Lady Megathighs and actually hurts her, he deserves to delete her. True. Well, and then actually rolls a 5-up on top of all those other hoops to jump through. Yeah, what about second move? Second breakfast move. So 6 of these guys have 12 attacks, 2s and 3s, rend 1, damage 2, crit mortals, and 12 attacks, 4 3s and 3s, potentially 2 D3. It is anti-cav. And their movement, I'm just going to assume their movement is 12 here. So they're better at playing against other cavalry in that respect. Because I don't want to be presumptuous, but I'm just kind of assuming you play with this. Wait, Bloodbound. I don't know your keywords. Is that what this is? No. Bloodbound is humans. So they are move 10, actually. They are move 10, actually. Yet another reason not to play demons, besides them not being that good. Hey, all right. Are these better than the current ones? The Blood Crushers? Now I'm looking at the index. It might have been updated. If it is, let me know. Skull Mass Door, Blood Crushers. 584. versus 510 4. Oh, okay. So they are faster, just on base war scroll. 2 3 3 1 1 anti-infantry. Okay, so their damage used to be bad, and now it still is. But they got +1. They got +1 damage on the charge instead of +1 rend anti-infantry. So that is an upgrade. That's a double upgrade. But they don't do impacts. They used to have the bad D3 thing. Dude, this thing fails 33 entire percent of the time. So losing your impact hit sucks, but unless you're spamming MSUs just to fish for it, I feel like +2 move, +1 damage. +2 move, +1 damage is probably just better. You know, even if this thing will hardly ever matter, but sometimes it will. You can get the Ren they lost to from the normal prayer lore. I mean, you can prayer up these guys as well, right? So they could be Ren 3 or something like that, but it's still just 1 damage, so whatever. You just math them. They do exactly 20 damage to 4-up save Cav with all out attack, 6 of them. So a non-zero amount of damage. Yeah. I think this is... I thought they were kind of whatever, but then I looked at the old ones, and I'm like, no, yeah, this is a prime upgrade. I don't know if you're playing them over your current Cav or what Khorne is really doing right now. But it seems like an upgrade to me. Kind of disappointing. Just a bit. Because I think the old lore is arguably better. But Blood Crusher upgrade, Mighty Lord of Khorne got his fun, silly crap back. I don't know that he has a job to do in the army exactly, but he got fun shit back. And baby steps. Bring the fun stuff back first, fine. You know, do it in whatever order you want. Bloody Competitors, I don't know about. Tide of Savagery sounds good to me. Hey, alright. And a bunch of silver bullets or whatever. Can we talk about the health stat in the room? Why doesn't this guy have 8, you mean? It would matter not at all if it was just 8. Isn't it? Yeah, I guess I agree. It's weird that it's 7. When being 8 would be like, yeah, all right, whatever. I don't think it matters too terribly much, but fair call out in the Khorne. Right now, Khorne is spamming boots on the ground, Wrathmongler, and Blood Warriors pretty much. All right. That sounds cool and fun, actually. As long as they do a shitload of damage, which, having played against them very early in 4th, they did a shitload of damage. But that was with, like, a max-size unit of Skull Reapers or whatever those guys are. Hey, those Blood Warriors are 2 inches faster. You love to see it. Yeah, who would ever do that? I thought it was fun. Play a bunch of spiky, crazy dudes, all of them with boots on the ground, and just do a shitload of fucking damage. Isn't that what you want in Khorne? Feet, pounds, inches, miles. What the fuck is a kilometer? Football fields, school buses, elephants. Fuck Walmart. Stay heavy. The whole 9 yards. As it stands, the mighty Lord of Khorne is the only hero that can take both mortals and demons in the regiment. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So he might alleviate some list building. Although he might not be like super exciting to take in the same way of like a tyrant, where you would never want a tyrant because they don't do anything, but they do unlock choices, and so you take them for force organizational chart reasons, which I think is a shit reason to take anything. But hey, at least he's got the axe. You got to watch out for that. And it's funny. His abilities are funny. I really can't. I just can't speak ill when they add funny fucking rules, funny, flavorful rules that probably aren't very good, or definitely aren't very good. But we're remembering the olden days. Remember fun? Who would ever do that and bring it to Worlds? Okay, I didn't see the second half of that one. Anyway, good shit. I'm gonna give it a D minus. Grading on a curve, a D. But Titus Savagery is pretty sick. So anyway, 5 out of 7, good work. I'm glad he added a bunch of silly stuff back in. More silly stuff, more fun. Hey, all right. Tomorrow, probably KO, according to our sleuthing. According to our digital sleuthing, KO Tamari. And unlike yesterday and today, an entire ass stream instead of just me reading a website and being like, see you losers tomorrow. 5 out of 7. You know, yeah, we're doxing the KO. I might play that RPG French game, maybe. It was going to be Dude, but like I said at the onset, kind of scared off of it for various reasons. I might play the French game right after we talk about KO. And I'm just biding my time. I'm waiting patiently for the ogres. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, even though it's pretty late at night. I'm sporadically streaming, but it's because usually, you know, I stream like twice a week. And so I gotta fit this in whenever I can fit it in. Some of these might be earlier in the day for the EU audience, if you don't mind. But anyway, Expedition, French Cast Eternals, Robespierre in full plate mail, 33 and a third, tomorrow probably, and some KO. Losers, see ya tomorrow for a real stream, and it might be earlier in the day, but I don't make any promises, because I make some crazy promises. Yeah, going the extra mile for the kilometers, the Brit bongers, the Euro pores, and all the rest from Burgerland. How many bullets per freedom? Anyway, get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.